We're gonna open.
Yeah, GMS. Babylon is finished 144.
I think it just went.
Yeah, we live.
All right, come.
All right, there you go.
I think it just went. Yeah, we live. All right, come.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
We the brothers from Great Millstone, Atlanta. First and foremost, we want to start off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chafadash.
Also, double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace, safety, and salutations to the men out there pushing this word of truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so in this time, really. So shalom to you, brothers. So we just wanted to touch in on this topic of 5G, just kind of like scratch the surface a little bit on what it is, how 5G could potentially affect you, and Esau's true doings behind this. Okay, so we got the officer. He got the article pulled up. If you want to go ahead and bring that out, just get straight to the meat of it.
All right, Con. This is from globalresearch.ca. So this is from September 18, 2017. It's entitled "Scientists and Doctors Warn of Potential Serious Health Impacts of Fifth Generation 5G Wireless Technology."
Mm-hmm. So as you can see, there's already this came out back in 2017. So he's going to go in and expound upon it. There's over 180 scientists from 36 different countries that protested this 5G technology, and there was a reason behind it because there's a lot of destructive ramifications from coming with the installation of 5G technology. Okay, like this stuff is not what it seems to be, But hey, everybody want to sit there and instead of doing their research on things, they want to. Hey, you want to continue to look into Esau's media. Now, the thing is that Esau uses his media to promote propaganda. All right. So this is just me speaking as a man, speculatively. Every single thing that he says, you should just kind of like question, like, wait a minute. Because this devil has lied to us so many times about so many different things throughout the generations that how can you believe anything that comes out of his mouth? So that was the first thing that I said personally when the 5G came out. If you want to continue on the article, if any brother had a precept they wanted to bring out.
You got somebody now?
Yeah, this is Proverbs 4 and 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So that's the whole MO of Esau, Edom, and so-called white man. He's thinking of some mischief right now. All right, while you're asleep, he's up. That's why you got these people under this so-called quarantine thinking, oh, it's the coronavirus. It's something else other than that, man.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at like the map, okay, like if you think about the day that the coronavirus actually came on the scene, right? It started where? In Wuhan, China, right? Well, where did 5G start up? In Wuhan, China. Right. And then when you look at the research done on vaccines from the scientists, not vaccines, but on 5G from different scientists, they say that it takes about 6 months for the radiation to actually take effect, for the body to actually start to break down and you start to get radiation poisoning from this 5G technology. All right. Now, why are they actually installing 5G? Well, there's something called the Internet of Things. OK, and with the Internet of Things, where you have your car, the camera, and everything connected, you need instantaneous, super fast transmission between two objects wirelessly. So they need this 5G technology because everything is simultaneous. It does everything super quick, and it can handle a lot, and it's merged with artificial intelligence. Okay, so this 5G technology is not only going to kill and decimate millions of people, but it's also going to keep track of everybody. Anybody got something?
That's all I got on now.
I got some. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 12. I'm starting verse 8, points in 10. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. See, and these are the things, this is why, one of the few things that we were talking about before the camera came on, this is why this is a beautiful time to be alive. Because, really we're seeing and we're being made martyrs or witnesses for the magnitude of what we have through the Spirit, given to us by Yahweh Shai. So really, we're in spiritually prosperous times. You know what I'm saying? That's why when all these things are happening, and you see, the uproars of the people, you see people committing suicide, you see people going crazy within their homes. We see also what Esau Edom is preparing to do, also to propagate his new world order system. These are all very spiritually prosperous times, and this is at the same time a time that is being made very difficult for our adversaries, mainly Esau Edom and the heathen nations. See, but the beautiful thing about this spiritual prosperity, that it says a friend cannot be known in prosperity, is that now we're actually coming to the time that we're being made to rejoice in the time of the destruction of this place. But we've been through the trenches with the brothers already, man. So it's like we've actually had also the same time to prove our friends and to know who's really about the business of Yahweh Shai. And it says, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. See, so this adversity is coming live and direct towards Esau Edom, the elites of Esau Edom, the so-called white race, okay, the so-called elite banking families, and those who are cronies unto them. These enemies that are against us and against the testimony that we have given to us by Yahweh Shai, they're going to be hidden less and less, because they actually have to actually do what they've been planning to do, to push forth their wickedness. Ecclesiasticus 12:9, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. See? So, like I said, the spirit we bring out, these are spiritually very prosperous times. And because the spirit is of Yahweh Shai is actually working through men, then we're able to recognize and be like, yeah, man, we happy, man. And, we hope this shit keep crumbling, man. This is actually becoming a grievance unto our enemies, man. It says, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. So then that's why another reason why we see the split of Esau Edom, man, and their house being divided. And that's ultimately really, we were speaking about earlier too, this judgment that we're going to have to, the trial of our faith, Jacob's trouble, you know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, we attain a judgment that, is a positive one, so to speak. But this is also the judgment of the wicked 2/3 of our nation and these heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be a lot of pain brought. But Lord willing, that's why we're doing what we're doing now, so that we can, Lord willing, be found worthy to have that hedge and covering in the midst of everything falling apart. Right. And here's the point: Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that's why, and I brought exactly what the brother was speaking about as far as with Esau and these heathens also, because even these numbers in China are very questionable, man. How they went from, having a lot of cases and diagnosis, a lot of deaths that were reported, to just pretty much just plateauing out of nowhere. How did that just happen? Just randomly, your numbers were moving up exponentially, then it just cuts off. Right. It's because, like the brother said, man, they're playing with this information, and they're using it. Even like the Chinese government, they're using it to show to push forth the idea that they have it under control, when they more likely don't. Man. Because if this sickness is coming from the installation of these 5G towers, how are they going to stop? It's only going to continue to get worse, because they're going to build more and more of these towers out and cover more and more of the lands in which they're trying to reach their full dominion. That's right. You guys got it.
Yeah. And that's a great point that this brother said. They're going to continue to do it. So this coronavirus is just a cover for that, because what happens is that it creates what we call cell poisoning, right? You look that up. The radiation creates cell poisoning, and like the elder apostle Ramla said, I'm not an expert on it, but what happens is your body tries to create a defense in which it excretes some type of protein that is similar to what a virus looks like. Okay. But in all actuality, the radiation is breaking down your cellular structure and it's killing you, and it's killing you very quickly. So that's why when you were watching those videos in Wuhan, China, you'll see people just foaming at the mouth and falling down in the street.
Right.
It wasn't because of the virus, it was because of severe radiation poisoning. But they need this 5G system to roll out because this 5G system keeps track of every single thing that you do. There's nowhere you can go. There's nothing that you can do where this system can't keep track of you. I got a quick precept if I can bring it up. This is 1 Timothy 6 and 20. It says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings, and oppositions of science falsely so called." Now, when you get into the etymology of the word science, it means to know. Okay, these cats don't know shit. They don't know. The technology that they're using. They know that this shit is killing people, but they don't know how destructive this shit is actually is, and the damage that it's going to do.
And they don't care.
And they don't care. Yeah. This is pseudoscience. Esau is the biggest destroyer of everything that you can possibly imagine, because who else would dump toxic chemicals in their own pond and then fish in it a week later? Who else is stupid enough to do that? Esau, Edom. And then here it is. You fast forward 50 years later of all this toxic dumping, the oceans and the lands and everything is damn so polluted that you can't do nothing with it in a lot of places, But now you're about to put these 5G towers and connect them to where they're going to radiate the whole entire earth. And that's what the scriptures say. Hey, bro, is when the scriptures say, hey, if those times wouldn't be shortened, there would be no flesh left alive, bro. Hey, that even goes into his technology. His technology is so deadly, it is so destructive that if we keep on this progression throughout the years and he keep upgrading his technology, he's going to kill everything on the planet just by y'all see the movies where there's nothing but buildings and there's no grass, like that movie The Fifth Element. You ever seen that movie? There's no grass, no trees, no buildings, it's only artificial everything. That's his utopia. That's his idea of what he wants for a damn world. Everything just dead, man.
Because he's a weirdo, man. He's so, how many more ways can we say that Esau's a devil? Mm-hmm. Esau really, if he had his way, because we went into that the other day in our lesson, one of the principles of the Georgia Guidestones is pretty much being in control of reproduction and maintain a variety. So they want to control how you actually repopulate and whom you repopulate with. Mm-hmm. That's why even like brother mentioned, just going to movies, you had, I believe it was in Demolition Man, where you had they had the VR sex, because Esau really wants to be a god or a power to the extent that he wants to completely control everything on earth, man. Mm-hmm. Which why the brother was speaking about going into 5G too. Also the Internet of Things, that the mark of the beast or that RFID microchip will literally make you a part of the Internet of Things. Yeah. It will literally make you a cog in the system that they've created, man. Which is why if you take that mark, you're going to be destroyed. Let me keep on this article.
Go ahead.
Okay, so going in the article, it says, we, the undersigned, more than 180 scientists and doctors from 36 countries, recommend a moratorium on the rollout of the 5th generation 5G for telecommunication until potential hazards for human health and the environment have been fully investigated by scientists independent from industry.
You see? So the scientists were protesting for a moratorium to stop the rollout of this technology, because they know that this shit was deadly. They knew, every time they introduce a new form of technology, it wipes out millions of people. They know this already. And this 5G is the highest frequency type of radiation that you can get. It's one level less than a military grade weapon. You see what I'm saying? So like you can actually take the 5G technology and convert it into a weapon if you wanted to. That's how powerful this thing is, you know. And this is what they're introducing to the public. Go ahead, Al.
That's crazy. It says 5G will substantially increase exposure to radio frequency, electromagnetic fields on top of on top of the 2G, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, etc. for telecommunications already in place. RF EMF, which is that frequency for the 5G, has been proven to be harmful for humans and the environment.
You see? So this technology has been proven to be harmful for humans and the environment. We were just watching a video just a second ago where birds are falling out the air where this 5G tower was located next to. We were just watching another video where, and this is spiritual, the left hand side of the tree was dead.
Yeah.
And the right hand side of the tree was full of life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the left hand side of the tree happened to be close to a 5G tower.
It was right there.
You see? So this is the technology that they're rolling out worldwide. This is the B system, man. This is it. This is it. Because like in China, if you know anything about the system and how it works in China, you can walk outside, a CT camera will immediately spot your face, determine who you are. You'll be tracked and traced to your next location. You walk into a building, the CT camera in the building will continue on where the CT camera outside left off. You'll be able to walk out, order an Uber just by saying Uber or Lyft or whatever. And then if you don't participate functionally in society, they'll suspend your account to where you can't even travel or access your money. Tell me that's not the B system, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I got precept.
Go ahead, Al.
This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased, man. That goes into Esau's technology, man. The fact that you had them big ass cell phones that was like this big back in the 90s and whatnot, to the point where you can get a smartphone, you can take pictures. The phone is the camera, it's the alarm clock, it's the daily manager, it's the internet, it's all that in one. Now it's going into 5G. That's going into Esau's technology, man. But I got another scripture just to bring out the point that the birds fall out of the sky. This is Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. And that's what you see going on right now, man. Birds fall out of the sky. And it's pretty soon enough when they get these 5G towers, man, people are gonna be bugging out, man. If you haven't seen that movie called Cell with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, man, at least check the opening scene. Just type in the internet Cell opening scene where they have people at the airport and they were under a frequency, which is this, you know, people take that chip, they're gonna be under that frequency, man. Mm-hmm. They were foaming at the mouth. Either they were killing people or they were being killed in the opening scene of the movie, man. People start foaming at the mouth, start just punching. There was a scene where the man was in the toilet taking a dump, and he went out under that frequency. He started punching a woman until she was through, man. Cusack had to, you know, knock. It's gonna get to that point where people are going to take that grievous mark, like they mentioned in Revelation 16, and they're going to start leaking of that radiation, man. They're going to start bugging out, man.
As like the brothers going into, what a lot of people don't realize is that with the RFID microchip, when you get it implanted and it's scanned from these devices, there's a little bit of radiation that's given off. I mean, it has to have some type of energy. And it's recharged. The RFID microchip is recharged from the kinetic energy that works within your body. So that's how they keep it charged, right? So when you scan this RFID chip from the source in which the scanning device that comes in contact with the chip, there's a little bit of radiation that goes off. So over time, that will create a sword. And it would create a buildup to where this device is, I mean, this shit is grievous. You'd be like, get this out of me, but it'd be too late at that point.
You mind if I bring out that precept?
Go ahead.
All right. You mind if a brother get that word Grievous in the blue letter. This is Revelation 16:1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. Verse 2, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men that had the mark of the beast and upon them which worship his image, man. You know, so it's getting to a point where, like Apostle Hart mentioned at the camp, man, you know, you're going to see people with that mark on their hand. You're going to see people with the mark of the beast on their hand because they're going to have that little crossing on their hand, man. But it's going to get to a point, like the brother was saying, you're going to feel the radiation, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why would you want to take a mark of the beast that's filled with radiation, and then on top of that, you're going to get hit with the laser beams off the chariot and the ICBM missiles, man. So either you're going to bug out, okay, foaming at the mouth, you're going to be under all types of frequencies. If you make it past that, okay, you either got 3 options. Either you're going to bug out under that radiation, you're going to get hit with the ICBM missiles or hit with the laser beams off the chariots when your house shot comes back. All right. If I was you, you know, that's why we keep warning people, man. And you start to see with these other camps, man, all they're telling you is do a nationwide fast. Like that's going to do something. They're not even warning you, man. They're not even getting the blood off their hands, man. You got guys that's talking, teaching hell, and there's no reincarnation. That's the flavor of the week. All right, now you get last week was guys talking about nationwide fast and all that other BS, man. No, warn the people, man. Tell them that if you take this mark of the beast, there's going to be a grievous sword, man.
Mm-hmm. And I got the etymology from the word grievous. It means great trouble, intense desire, pain.
Mm-hmm. Go to the bottom of it.
It says, let's see. Oh, let me go back to it. I had it, just took me off of it. It's like, yeah. All right. So it says outline. It says full of labors, annoyances, hardship, pressed and harassed by labor, bringing toils, annoyances, perils of a time full of peril, bad nature or condition. In a physical sense, disease.
That's the point. Disease, man. You're gonna have a diseased mark, whether it be your right hand, your left hand, your forehead, your thigh, whatever you take it from, man. It's gonna be disease, man. You think you got it bad now with this so-called coronavirus? You take that mark of the beast, man. It's gonna be a disease unto you, man. And can you get that word? I think it's what was it? Grievous. Let me see, man. Sore. Yeah, the sore, man. Right. That goes all the way in, man. The apostles and elders mentioned that in their live stream, man. And it made me to look it up, and I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting it right now for you. Sore. All right. It says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge, pus, a sore, an ulcer. Dang.
Yeah, man. You're gonna have a diseased pus if you take that chip, man. It's already been known through research that chip, they can cut you off any given time, man. They can cut off your bank account or your social status or whatever. But at the end of the day, that RFID chip has cyanide in it as well, man. So they can just cut you off. It's a slow death, man. But then again, they can cut you off, man. So why would you want to walk around, you know, with a grievous sore in your hand, full of pus, just to continue to live your best life? And that's why our people are going to get caught up in, man, because, you know, Jake is confused right now, man. Jake don't know if they're coming or going. You know, they think this is a 2-week break, which, you know, it's a little bit of rest here and there, but this place on our rest, man. But our people are going to be conflicted, especially, you know, with these athletes and entertainers, man. These niggas ain't sitting at home just BSing around. Esau's prepping these guys to get you to take the chip, man. All right, best believe these entertainers and athletes are prime for Esau because they took all that money and all that fame. It comes with a price, man. So, you know, we're here to warn you, all right, from our apostles and elders on down, not to take that chip, man, because it's going to come with a grievous sword, and you got 3 options to die, basically. Either you live under Yahweh Shemel Shai, or you got 3 options to die, man.
Yeah, the brother's right. You got something up?
I'm gonna keep going this article.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says 5G leads to massive increase of mandatory exposure to wireless radiation. 5G technology is effective only over short distance. It is poorly transmitted through solid material. Many new antennas will be required, and full-scale implementation will result in antennas every 10 to 12 houses in the urban areas, thus massively increasing mandatory exposure.
You see that? Every 10 to 12 houses, there's going to be one of these towers. We don't have nothing like that right now. You don't have a cell tower right outside your house. I mean, you got these phone wire cables and stuff like that, but they're insulated. They really don't. They give off radiation, but not in the capacity that a 5G tower is going to be giving off.
Not even close.
Not even close. But then you're going to have all of that plus a 5G. Like it says in the article, 2G, 3G, 4G, and now 5G, just bathed in radiation. What do you think that's going to do to the body, man? You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Slacking, bro. That's why we said too. That's why even we were speaking about that earlier as well when Elder Apostle Hart spoke upon, when they make the mark of the beast, the chip mandatory, the salvation is near, man. Because the body can't even live in this environment, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like killing the flesh for them to implement their system, for them to build their infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the system that they're building, this concrete jungle, this electrified system that they're building, this ain't how Yahweh Shai designed this place to be. It wasn't meant for it to be all like this. This is the devil's construct right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, you can't grow your own food. You can't own any land. You just put on a small little plot, and then we can take that anytime we feel like it. It's just the way that this whole society is designed. It's not designed for life. It's designed for death. I got a precept. If I can bring it up, I'll finish up real quick. This is Revelation 14 and 8. It says, "And there followed an angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all the nations drunk with the wine, with the wine of the wrath of her fornication." So you got all of these countries that signed on to this 5G shit. And if you look at the map, you see all the countries that's being ravaged by the coronavirus. All of these countries are signed on to this 5G shit. And they've had it for quite some time. So it had time to take root and take effect. And it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark or his forehead, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture onto the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So that's what a lot of y'all got coming to y'all right there, man. Total and utter destruction, because when this chip is time to come, we speak of it. It's easy to speak of these things. It's easy to sit there and say, we about to catch hell and all that stuff, or I'm not gonna take the chip. But then when you actually faced with the fact that you ain't got no damn food and available to you, your stomach is touching your back, you can't access your money, you can't access the things of the world that you work so hard for, you can't access it, and they say, okay, well, we give it all back to you if you just take this chip. A lot of people are gonna fold under that type of pressure, man. A lot of people are gonna fold under that. That's why it's only gonna be such a small remnant that's gonna make it, because, hunger can drive you to eating your own children. Your little defenseless ones that you love so much 3 weeks prior, now you're looking at them like they're little lamb kebab. And that's a horrible fate. That's a horrible fate. It's a horrible fate for you to have to eat your child. And it's a horrible fate for you to kill your child. That's horrible, man. That's a terrible curse, man. And that's gonna happen to a lot of people out here, man. Because what's about to happen, bro, this is gonna be next level stuff. Even Donald Trump, and I don't believe hardly anything that these devils say. But when this devil said, hey, y'all prepare to see a lot of death, man, I believe that. There's going to be death in the streets like crazy. Y'all got something?
I got something real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 5. I started verse 9. 2 Corinthians 5:9. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. And that's why we, just do what we're doing, man. We do what we're doing because, at the end of the day, we're aware of the prophecies that are still to come to pass in America and around the world. But it's like by us blowing the trumpet and sounding off and making the people aware of the prophecies, like that's the work and the way that we diligently seek to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that we trust that there's a reward for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 11, 2 Corinthians 5:11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciousness. So at the end of the day, man, like whether you hear or forbear, these prophecies are to come to pass, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna happen. And because, we just see certain things in the spirit, and it's like, we're gonna see more of that. Like Brother Mike shares a particular, video of, some hard level judgment or someone committing suicide, and you just see it like, we're gonna see more of that, man. Mm-hmm. Because that's a portion of the terror of the Lord, man. And even to a point where it's like you're gonna have some people scripture speak about some seeking to pretty much to die but not being able to find it. You're gonna have certain people who actually want to commit suicide, but they already captured in the belly of the beast. They can't even commit suicide, man. They just stuck there to suffer. When Esau collect you and put you in a concentration camp and strip you all your resources, you ain't got nothing. How you gonna kill yourself? You just stuck there to suffer and ultimately, reach your final fate, whatever Yahweh Shem Yahushua deems it to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're telling y'all this because we're like, it's gonna come, man. These are prophecies that are written. They're faithful and true, and they're gonna happen. So it's like, while you have an opportunity to just do something towards your salvation, do it, man. Mm-hmm. That's all I had.
This is Habakkuk 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, which we have now, it shall speak and not lie.
Yeah, I said probably 2 more paragraphs.
But we made the point. That's like,
it's up to you. We can stop now. We can get 2 more paragraphs either way. However you want to do it.
All right, it's Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So like the officer said, these things are going to come, man. All right, one way or another, it's going to come, man. And we just saw a video in the group text, man. Guys and people in Italy, where they got the 5G towers at, where people starving at, where sedition is about to rise at, everything that's going on in second as it's 15 and 16 is going on in Italy and Spain. A lot of people are going to try to jump off the building here in America, but they're going to be finished, man. They're going to be leaking out the side, but they're still going to be alive, man. All right, these things are surely going to come to pass, man. All right, the internet finna get shut off. All right, these stores are limiting people as far as these so-called resources. The work is going to cease. All right, the RFID chip is going to be mandatory. Iran still got beef with the United States. Okay, and the least of the flock should draw them out. Jeremiah 49 and 20. So all these things are going to happen. All these things that we've been speaking collectively from brothers, starting with our apostles and elders. A brother might do a video on the famine. Brother might do a video on the hurricanes and the tornadoes and the earthquakes. Brother might do a video on sedition. Brother might do a video of World War III. It's all collectively through the spirit because we're one body. But all this is going to come to pass, man. And that's what we've been telling you people. That's why we get together, you know, and do these videos, man, to warn our people, to get the blood off our hands and to warn the people, man, because there's no other Israelite group that's warning people. They might have a video. You might go to these other Israelite camps. They might have a little video because all, you know, Jake got truth in some form or fashion, but they don't have 100% truth according to what our elders and apostles have and all the brothers down, man. It's about to get, you know, real serious, man. It's going to be a time where you're going to be in your apartment complex just bumping whoever, having barbecues, man. It's about to get real serious. That's why we warn our people of the calamities that's coming, man, you know?
Yeah. I got a precept.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus 39:1. It says, "Be he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and he is occupied in the meditation thereof. We seek out the wisdom of the ancient and be occupied in prophecies." So that was the point right there. As the brother was saying, the brother Anan, the officer, was saying, we are here. We're bringing out the prophecies that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said was going to happen. Now, don't get it twisted. Whether or not this should be 5G or whether or not it be the coronavirus, I don't really care. It's still fulfilling the prophecy. It's doing what it's supposed to do. you know. I'm just just putting the information out there for people. But ultimately, you're being warned about the things that are coming down the pipe, and these things ain't gonna be no 2-3 years down the line. No, this shit is about to happen like a flood. It's coming fast. You know. Shutting down everything, canceling the NBA, man. If this ain't it, like the bishop of our camp said, man, if he did all this and this ain't it, then he got to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Anybody else got anything?
I got one. It's Isaiah 45 and let me see, Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Like the brother was saying, if it's the coronavirus, if it's 5G, man, it's the Lord doing things on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, man.
Yeah.
The Lord is getting your attention right now by shutting down the NBA. Okay, Trump said that get ready to open up the NFL by the time the season happens. But then there was another report saying it might not happen, man. So the Lord is just shutting all these things down for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners to get your mind right, man. Because ain't going to be no time on no internet, man. All right, the Lord is doing all these things, all right? You still got Christians going to these drive-in church services, man, still thinking that God is good all the time, man. No, he's not. He controls the right-hand side and the left-hand side, man. So, you know, we can talk about Esau all we want, man, but it's all the working of the Heavenly Father. Esau is just a puppet of the Most High, all right? This nigga is just a Pinocchio, okay? He's just a Pinocchio, and he does whatever the Heavenly Father wants him to do at the end of the day to fulfill the Lord's will. At the end of the day, we still gonna give all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, man, and that's what we're trying to impart into our people before it's too late and you get caught up in the radiation. You get caught up in taking the chip. You get caught up in the famine, the race riots, the ravishings, okay? That's what we're here to tell you, man. The Lord is doing this at the end of the day, and the Lord's name will be exalted at the end of the day, man.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, beautifully put. You know, this is the Lord's movie, man, and a lot of y'all out here, the Lord is giving you one last opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna be able to say the Lord didn't give you the time needed to get right, man.
That's right.
You got one last opportunity. This is the home stretch right here, man. This is the end of the game. The credits are about to roll. This is it, man. So, you know, hey, all y'all that's been on the fence, man, you better get off the fence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all y'all that's been iffy, y'all been watching us for years and years and years. Y'all see the stuff that we've been talking about starting to happen. Y'all better get that. Y'all better get hot, man, real quick. Cause, those who came in at the beginning, those who come in at the end get the same penny as those that came in the beginning, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just because you came in at the end don't mean nothing, man. You still got an opportunity to get it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so If any brothers got anything closing,
You can close that.
all right. So with that, I'm ending off by giving all praise going honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
double honor to the elder, the apostle, Spirit, Millstone, Ruel. Peace and safety to the men out there, preach the word of truth. We pray that your brothers was edified. To the next time, Shalom.
Shalom.